for USA Q1 for Tier 2 of the CDR League. We go through the 3.4 mile circuit. That is the circuit of the Americas for this evening. We've got a couple of new drivers for today, being Scotty 1597 from Tier 3, who's been bumped up to Tier 2 but will still be racing the rest of the season in Tier 3. We've got FSL Ace 17, and today we can see if No Fan Dan can extend his championship lead. Currently we've got No Fan Dan in first in the standings with 199 points, then followed by Quick Killer with 173 and Wild Dog K9 with 125 points in third. But at the minute, at the bottom, we've got a Click 1090 with 0 points. As we just wait for the lobby to start up for Q1 for this evening. What can the Tier 2 lads do today? Is everyone starting to ready up now? What will the Tier 2 boys be able to produce at Kota this evening? Tier 2 is preparing for Q1. We wait for everyone to put the setups onto their cars. Who's going to be the first to leave? To kick off Q1, we've got the Ferrari of Wild Dog coming out. So let's go to him, because I believe he is the first car out on track, which he is, followed by the Red Bull as he goes up to turn 1. Going into the very fast S's, and he's invalidated that lap already. The S's are very difficult on this track. We got Wild Dog and Colpy currently out on track, with Cormy Arcade just coming behind. As we follow Colpy going into turn 11. Going into the very tight turn 12 as he just goes into sector 3. Everyone just coming out on track now. And we'll go back to Wild Dog as he prepares to start his first flying lap of the Circuit of the Americas. very clean through the last corner. So we'll go on board now to see what he can do through the S's. Will he be able to produce some magic and not... He did not invalidate that. What happened there? See, purple's the first sector going, as he is the first car out. As he is taking the curbs as wide as he can. As he now goes to turn 11. And the hard acceleration with the DRS zone. Cars should reach about 200 to 205 miles an hour depending on your setup at Circuit of the Americas. And we'll now go to Culpy, see what he can do. Z Purple Sector 2 and takes it from Wild Dog. Wild Dog with a 1:32.8 to kick us all off for Q1. What can Copy do? He does a 1:32.5. As we now go to Call Me Arcade, who has invalidated his lap. How is Ham doing on his lap? He purple sector 1 for momentarily there. As he's got Wild Dog behind him. As he comes into turn 11 now. GJ Botha with the 1:33.7 puts him into third position at the start of Q1. Schnitzy with a 1:33.7 also. As we'll go to King of the Hills, who has invalidated his lap. How's Sniper's Grace doing? Invalidated. How is my teammate in Tier 3 doing? He is invalidated also. Please teabag me with a 1:33.9. As we go with FSL Ace, who is invalidated. Everyone invalidating their laps here today at Circuit of the Americas. Very smooth through the S's of Sector 1 there, Sniper's Grace. As he purple Sector 1, will he be able to challenge Colby for the start of Q1? Into turn 11, going down the straight now. Hammed with a 1:34.9. Wonder what's going on there, because he is 1 second off the pace currently. As Sniper's Grace purple Sector 2, will he be able to carry this on all the way down? As Schnitzy goes into first with a 1:32.3. This is looking very good off Sniper's Grace. As he puts in a 1:31.4. For the start of Q1. Could he carry that to Q3? We will find out later on. As Biggle puts in a 1:33.8. Which puts him 6th position. As we go with Gainful Odds, who is just about to start his lap. Let's have a look what he can do. because he currently hasn't put a timeout on the table as of yet. Let's see what he can do going into Sector 1 now. As we go into the S's. Very, very clean there from Gainful. We've got a bit of a DRS train going into the straight, and I believe that is Scotty leading them all. As there's a bit of confusion between the Red Bull and the Alpha Tauri. I wonder what's going on there with those three. I believe that is the Ferrari of Kieran, who puts in a 1:32.1. As we go on with Gainful now, as he goes into those group of cars. As he goes to turn 19 now. Let's have a look what his time will be. FSL Ace with a 1:34 dead. Gainful with a 1:33.5, which puts him into 7th place with 9 minutes remaining. Let's go now with our championship leader, which is No Fan Dan. No one as of yet to challenge Sniper Disgrace at the top there. So goes in turn 19. What will he be able to produce? So there is a yellow flag at the start of Sector 3. No Fan Dan now with a 1:32 dead. Avalak with a 1:31.3. Will Sniper Disgrace be able to challenge him? Going into Q1. Scotty, who has invalidated his first lap. Next across the line now is Clay. What will he be able to do? A 1:32 dead. Not much separating the two admins of CDR, which is Dan and Clay, as everyone's now putting times out onto the grid. As we now go with Colpy, who's just going into Sector 3. He's plus 4 seconds on his original time. Could this just be a warm-up lap for him? No, he is going into the pits. Let's follow Biggle as he's going on for his fast lap. As he goes through turn 20 and hits the DRS zone. Going up to the very tight turn 1. As Ham now coming out the pits. Is he going to get in Biggle's way? No, he doesn't. We follow Biggle now through the S's. Most people downshift. Most people just take off a bit of acceleration through there. But even though Biggle downshifted, he has purpled the first sector. We go into turn 12 now with Biggle. With Hound not far behind. Biggle is 0.9 seconds off his original time. He is 9/10ths quicker going into the third sector. Currently, that would put him at around 10th position as we follow him into turn 20 now. Avalak has retired from the session. I wonder what's happened there. As Biggle puts in a 1:32.7, which puts him 10th. As we now go with Hound, who is just going up to turn 1 following Biggle. As we follow him through the S's. As he misses the apex there. At the last part of the S's. Follow him at turn 10. Going up to the also very tight turn 11. Going onto the long straight with that elevation change. You see Hound's DRS there wide open. A lot of cars there in sector 3. Call Me Arcade has gone up to third position with a 1:31.7, sorry. What happened there, Hound, as he goes into sector 3? That's going to cost him a bit of time. Hound puts in a 1:34.4, which keeps him at that 16th spot as he's going for another lap straight after. So far, Noodles, Scotty and Quick Killer are yet to put out a lap. Lads, you've only got 3 minutes. Noodles is on out laps now. As Scotty comes into the pits with 3 minutes remaining. Quick Killer puts in a 22.5 as he purples the middle sector. As we follow him now into turn 19. What will Quick Killer be able to put out? Puts in a 1:31.2, which puts him ahead of Avalak. What a lap from Quick Killer there. What a lap. As we follow Culpy, who's just starting his last lap, I believe. With 1:50, you might not be able to get a lap unless you do one back to back. He is 9/10 slower than his first time. As his lap there gets ruined by the McLaren. Wonder what's happened there. As we now go to FSL Ace, who's led him by the Red Bull of CDR Hound. As he goes into turn 11. With 45 seconds remaining, it is Quick Killer at the top step with Avalak a 10th behind him. With Sniper Grace a 10th behind Avalak. No Van Dan. Everyone from 1st to 7th is all within a second of each other. What can Ham do as he goes into turn 19? Is he going into the pit? Are we going to lose Hound in Q1? I believe we are. As we go on with Scotty, who is yet to put on a time as he goes through the S's now of Sector 1. I believe all of his laps have been invalidated beforehand, so this is his last chance. To put out a lap. He does a 102.4 into the third sector. Goes into turn 19. He's kept this lap very clean. Scotty has, as he goes. Where did Scotty finish then? He finished 13th. That puts him safe into Q2. What a Q1 we had there. The two McLarens there at the top, separated just by 0.5 of a second. Biscotti and Biggle have got a 5-place grid penalty. That could be very costly going into Q2. As we now go into Q2, this 15-minute session. Wild Dog the first. Oh, what happened there at the end of the pit lane? I believe that was one of the Alfa Romeos of FSL Ace just beating Wild Dog out of the pits there. As Wild Dog goes past him there on his out lap. So Wild Dog will be our first time, as he is on the medium tyre. A lot of people on the softs going into Q2. So people really want to get into Q3 today at Circuit of the Americas. Wild Dog opening a gap to FSL Ace. We've got a mixed tyre of softs and mediums going into Q2. 7 people on softs, 8 people on mediums. Let's see what people can do on that medium tyre. Wild Dog goes around the last corner to kick off his first lap. Oh, Wild Dog's gone off. So therefore we shall go with FSL Ace, who has invalidated his lap. Let's go with gainful odds as he goes down the straight. Has Wild Dog damaged his front wing? No, he hasn't. Biggles just started his lap. Let's go with Schnitzy as he's going in turn 11. Down the big straight of sector 2. Now who will put out the first time of Q2. Schnitzy purples the middle sector there for a moment. Wild Dog with a 151.8 for his first lap. Schnitzy with a 134.6 on his medium tyres. Who's going to be next across the line? I believe it is going to be Biggle on his soft tyres. Now this will really give an indication on how much quicker that soft tyre is round this circuit. Biggle puts in a 132.8, 2 seconds off Schnitzy. Let's go with gainful now. As he puts in a 132.3 on his soft tyres. Noodles purples the first sector. Let's we just go to him for a moment. What can Noodles do going into the third sector now? And there is a Mercedes just behind him. Wild Dog has retired from the session. Has he crashed out there at the end of sector 1? Noodles puts in a 1:33.1. So now go with Colby on his medium tyres. He goes into turn 20 and goes down the back straight. Puts in a 1:33.4. No Van Dan currently. Avalak puts in a 1:32.2 on his medium tyre. As we go with Scotty, who has invalidated his lap. And we now go to Sniper's Grace, who purples the first sector. Is he going to challenge Avalak on that top step? Full Q2. No, he invalidates his lap. Oh, what happened there to Scotty? We now go with, let's go Kieran going into the first sector and through the S's. So he purples the first sector. And he invalidates his lap. So now we go with Call Me Arcade, who is in the Williams on the medium tyre. And he purples the first sector. And he purples the second sector also. Can he challenge Avalak? As he lock ups that front left? That could cost him a bit of time. Now goes into turn 19. And into turn 20 as he locks up that front left again. Puts in a 1:32.7. We will now go with Clay. Who goes into turn 11. Clay purples the middle sector. So far as Avalak, then Quick Killer, then Gainful, then No Van Dan, then Arcade, then Biggle, then Sniper's Grace, Noodles, Colby, Wild Dog, FSL Ace, Schnitzy. Those are the people who have put out times. As Clay puts in on 1:32.7, which puts him 6th. And Schnitzy puts in a 1:31.9 on his soft tyre. As Clay pulls over now. for, I'm not sure who that is, but Bagel now purples the middle sector. Could he challenge Schnitzy at the top? No, he can't, only by a 1/10 of a second. As we go with Scotty, who has kept this lap very clean. It goes into turn 19 with a Ferrari just behind him. Scotty puts out 1:33.5. And that is Kieran just behind him. Let's see what Kieran can do on his medium tyres now. With just 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining of Q2. Goes into sector 3 with just a minute and a half remaining, and Kieran purples the middle sector. The Van Dan has retired from the session as Kieran puts in a 1:33.0, which currently puts him 10th. But everyone is currently out on track apart from Quick Killer, Clay, Sniper Grace. Let's see who can take Kieran off his top step. Colby puts in a 1:32.0, which puts him into 3rd position and knocks Kieran down to 11th. As I know, go with Noodles. As he goes into the S's of the 1st sector. Has Kieran gone for another? He has, but he has invalidated his lap. Noodles 0.017 off his fastest time. Will he be able to get into Q3? As he locks up that front left. Everyone seems to be locking up that front left today. Locks up again. As he goes into the wide hairpin of sector 3. What can Noodles do? Can he get into Q3? Yes, he can! What a lap there from Noodles. And we'll go with FSL Ace, who isn't going for another lap. Colby, on the other hand, is going into the pits. And I believe that is it for Q2. As we just wait for those to come into the pits. So the people being knocked out of Q2 are FSL Ace, Scotty 1597, Wild Dog, Kieran, and Sniper's Grace. So we go into Q3 now. Who will be able to get onto that top step? So everyone's now leaving the pit. I believe that is Colby leading everyone out. No, it is Clay leading everyone out into Q3. Let's go with Schnitzy 91, who has Colby just behind him. We should have a very interesting race here on the 3.4 mile circuit. Everyone but Quick Killer and R-Kid is out on track. Now gonna go to Clay as it goes into the last corner to kick off Q3. What tyres is everyone on? They should all be on softs. No, Gainful and Biggle are out on the medium tyre. Clay puts in a 25.7 into the first sector. He goes down the straight of sector 2. He puts in a 102.1 going into the third sector now. Everyone but Call Me Arcade and Quick Killer are out on track. What can Clay do for his first time of Q3? As he invalidates it going into the first corner. We'll now go to Colby, who will set the first time out. He's put in a 132.2. That is very unlucky there for Clay. And we'll go to Schnitzy, who puts in a 142.1, but I believe that lap was invalidated. No Fun Dan puts in the faster sector 2. So we go on board with him now. What can Dan do? Puts out a 131.1. It's just over a second quicker than Colby. And what will Dan's teammate be able to do with Noodles? Noodles puts it on 131.2. As we go to Schnitzy now, and he purples the middle sector. And can he keep this all the way up to that start-finish line? Schnitzy puts in a 132.5. So far, it is our championship leader out on top. With 6 minutes, just over 6 minutes remaining. So we now go with Gainful Odds, who is on that medium tyre in Q3. He invalidates his lap, but I believe he is going into the pits. Avalak, who is very quick round here, as we've all seen. He is on his out lap, going into the first. His start of the S's. He's got that red ring soft tyre on. Biggle lets Avalak go past. As Biggle is warming up his soft tyres. As Clay, as Schnitzy goes into the pits now. Arcade going down the straight of sector 2. We now go to Avalak, who is going into turn 19 and 20 to start off his first lap. Let's see what he can produce. He purples the first sector. Only half the grid so far has put out a time. Avlak's got blistering top speed as he goes 202 miles an hour down the back straight. And he purples the middle sector. Will he be able to carry this all the way to that top step? He invalidates his lap. So therefore I'll go to his teammate as he's just gone past turn 11. Arcade's invalidated. Yes, let's go to Quick Killer, Avlak's teammate in that papaya orange to McLaren. Was he purple sector 2? Now goes past the DRS and he puts it at 130.7, which puts him on that top step. What a lap there from Quick Killer. As we now go with Clay, who purples the middle sector. He goes in turn 20 now. And he puts out a 131.5. We go with Avlak now, who's just going in turn 11. Which is 30 seconds left on the clock. Arcade has not put a timeout, and Big Ol hasn't either. But Arcade is in the pits, so he is not going to set out a time for Q3. And Avlak doesn't have the chance to either. So Big Ol got past the line in time. But Avlak and Arcade haven't put out a time. What can Big Ol do going into turn 19? Can anyone challenge Quick Killer with that 30.7? And Big Ol goes 7th. We go on with Noodles, who goes 3rd. Is Quick Killer trying to get quicker than his 30.7. And he cannot, he puts out a 31.7, but that is Quick Killer on the top step for the Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix. So we've got the McLaren there on the top spot with no Fan Dan in the racing point on that second row. Then we've got Noodles and Clay on the second row. Carpy and Schnitzy on third. Biggle and Gainful on the fourth row. And on the fifth row, we've got the two people who didn't set out a time in Q3 of Avalac and our kid. As I wait now to see if anyone readies up before the host. And that is a penalty for Scotty there. As we get prepared for the 20 laps. Our stop strategy is a 2-stop. Going soft, medium, soft, or medium, soft, medium. But will anyone be able to pull off a 1-stop with going from softs to hards or the medium to hards? We follow everyone round who are warming their tyres. We follow Avalac now. As we go to our podium as our pole positions, which is Quick Killer, who is leading everyone around, who is on the medium tyres. And everyone now lining up for the start of the USA Grand Prix. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And the start of the USA Grand Prix. What a start there from the AlphaTauri of Sniper's Grace. As Dan bumps Quick Killer there. Everyone going wide into that first corner. Everyone going very clean through them S's. What a start there for Colby, Hound and Botha there. Oh, what car went off there? Is that the Mercedes of Schnitzy at the back? It is. What an unlucky start there for him. Everyone getting very scrappy here. So far, of lap 1, we've got Quick Killer, then Colby, Noodles, Dan, and the predicted stop strategy is medium, soft to medium. So, Quick Killer, Colby, Noodles, No Fan Dan, Arcade, Gainful. As FSL Ace has a 5-second penalty. So we wait for the timing sheets just to sort themselves out. There we go. Colby right on the back of Quick Killer as Gainful overtakes Arcade. No, Arcade comes back at him after turn 11 there, and a gap starts to appear. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 1 between FSL Ace and Schnitzy. I wonder what happened there as Gainful overtakes Kieran. As we follow Kieran now into the wide sort of hairpin in Sector 3. Is Colby going to look for a move on Quick Killer into the first corner? No, he doesn't. As Biggle overtakes GJ Botha, and Botha comes back at him from momentarily there. Now we go with Sniper's Grace just to follow the battle between Kieran and Gainful. Hound's now got a penalty. This track is going to be penalties galore today, as Hound's got 6 seconds of penalties already. Will everyone else be able to keep it clean? What happened there with Sniper's Grace? As Kieran goes very wide there, and we go with Dan, who is behind his teammate Noodles. Quick Killer puts up the fastest time so far with a 1:36.6 on that medium tyre. As Kieran goes into the pits to repair his front wing. Noodles has a time penalty of 3 seconds. Everyone penalties starting to come through now as they go through the S's. We go with GJ Botha, who is right on the back of Biggle. And he has that DRS, which gives him an easy move past. And Dan still on the back of his teammate. As Arcade puts out the fastest time, Sniper's Grace comes back at him. Hammond's now pitting. Dan's teammate Noodles has got higher top speed now, going down the straight. We follow Clay into turn 12, just behind Biggle. And what's happened there to Colby? Ooh, that was a dangerous rejoin there. And Dan's now into second place. So far, Quick Killer has a 3.3 second gap. Noodles is out. Let's go a bit further back, see where he's gone off track. There he is. Did he get put into the wall? As Calpe gets his wing changed. Arcade right on the back of Dan. And Kieran puts in a 1:34.3. And Clay now has a 3-second penalty. This is the only sort of battle going on at track. I will stick with this for a moment. What's going on with Clay and Biggle? As we follow Arcade into the third sector. as we now go to Clay and Biggle. Let's go with Wild Dog. Sorry about that. Going into the first sector. Who has the most penalties at the moment? So far, Hamd and Biggle both have 3 seconds of penalties. So far, GJ Botha is in 5th from all the way back at the grid, and Dan and Arkid having a bit of a scrap there. And Arkid just taps the rear right tyre of Dan. We've got 21 laps remaining, so plenty of time for more action. King of the Hills, who was late to join us. Just going into Sector 1. Look at Clay and Biggle going very close together. So we now follow Arkid, who is behind Dan with Sniper's Grace just bearing down on them. As King of the Hill overtakes Biggle on that straight. What is going on between Wild Dog and Gainful? It's Gainful! Goes straight into the wall there. And that is a virtual safety car. What an impact there from Gainful. As everyone more or less in the top 10 pitting now. And what tyres has everyone gone on to? We've got Colby on hards. We've got Dan on hards also. So people thinking of that one stop. But Quick Killer is still yet to pit on his medium tyres. And Dan right on the back of Wild Dog. And Arkid right on the back of Dan. What is Dan going to do? Is he going to think of a move here? No, he doesn't. He just sticks behind. So we go back down to Clay and FSL Ace. Will Clay be able to overtake Ace here going down the straight? As Ace blocks Clay currently. And what defending What some defending that is by Ace. Going into turn 12. As Arcade comes into the pits. That's how long. And Quick Killer still yet to pit on their medium tyres. But he has plenty of room now. He's got a 20-second gap. As Dan now retires, I wonder what's happened there. As I go with GJ Botha to have a look. There's Dan's car. Quick Killer now has a 26-second gap. So if he wants to make a pit stop, he can, and he will not have any trouble. Quick Killer will not have any trouble with a pit stop right now. As Avalak and Wild Dog and Arcade pit 4 new tyres. We go with Biggle, who is right on the back of King of the Hills. And Wild Dog has a drive-through penalty. As Biggle goes for the move on King of the Hills. But will King of the Hills be able to come back at him? No, he won't. As we now go to Wild Dog, who is behind Arcade, but he also has that drive-through penalty. Arcade locks up there on his front left. But everyone but Avalak and Scotty currently have a penalty. As Wild Dog goes into the pits, there's no one really close enough to have battles with. For the USA Grand Prix here, everyone's about 2 to 5 seconds in between each other. Scotty is going for the overtake, I believe, on Wild Dog. No, he can't keep it in long enough. As Wild Dog is now on the back of hand. Nice move there from Wild Dog. As Clay on the back of Culpy. And Avalak getting behind Schnitzy now. Schnitzy protecting that inside line on those hard tyres. And Clay on the back of Culpy. And Avalak still on the back of Schnitzy. Is he going to go for a move? He can't go for that move just yet. As Clay overtakes Culpy there. Will Avalak be able to have the same treatment? Yes, he does. As Schnitzy tries to get that little inside line there. But Quick Killer safely in the lead with a 16.8 second gap. The Sniper will have to pit again, but if Quick Killer goes onto the hard tyre, he might be able to make it to the end. And Quick Killer's the only one yet to stop. But Kieran and Sniper's Grace will have to pit again. So will he go onto the soft tyre or the mediums? So if he pits within the next 3 laps, I'd say he will come out in between Sniper and Kieran. A Scotty battle in hand. And Clay is on the back of King of the Hills. Trying to get that gap smaller. Who currently has the most penalties? It is Biggle with 15 seconds. As Ace now goes into the pits. So we follow Clay, who is behind King of the Hills. As Hand and Scotty pit at the same time. Who will be able to get out in front? And Scotty has overtaken Hand in the pits. As Clay makes his move on King of the Hills. But Scotty overtook Hand in the pits. but everyone now creating a gap between each other. Wild Dog starting to get on to please teabag me. As Arcade is right on the back of Schnitzy now. As Quick Killer now goes into the pits. And he goes on to the soft tyre. Now unless he's going to do 11 laps on these soft tyres, if I was in that decision there, I probably would have gone to the hards. That probably would have made my decision a lot easier, because obviously Sniper's Grace has to pit again because he is on that soft tyre. And they are 7 laps old. So I would have pitted for hards, not the softs. As Arcade is on the back of Biggle. Is Arcade gonna go for a dive? No, he isn't. Oh. What a battle there for Biggle and Arcade. What a move there for Arcade. As Biggle comes back at Arcade, going through the S's. And Biggle makes that move stick. Biggle with 18 seconds of penalties. So far, Sniper's Grace is at the top with GJ Botha, King of the Hills, all gain places. A Sniper's Grace now goes into the pits for medium tyres. Will Quick Killer be able to keep his tyres long enough to not make another pit stop? As GJ Botha and Sniper are going to be racing as Sniper comes out of the pits. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 3. I think that is Biggle. No, it is Ace. A Schnitzy now. Goes through. And Biggle is out. I believe that is from his penalties. But will Quick Killer be able to keep these tyres all the way to the end? Or will he have to pit again? And please teabag me now out of the session. What is going on? So many retirements. As people now go into the pits. We got GJ Botha, Clay and Avalak all in the pits. But Quick Killer so far is on his soft tyres and they're only 2 laps old. So could he do 10 laps on these softs? And Wild Dog now getting to the back of Avalak. Everyone with penalties. But it is Quick Killer so far on that top step. And Kira now going into the podium. Kira on 3-lap old medium tyres. Schnitzy is on the back of Clay. As we have got a string of cars who are all sort of keeping together. This King of the Hills is on the back of Schnitzy. Will he be able to overtake him? And King of the Hills overtakes Schnitzy on the start-finish straight. And Clay's on the back of Arcade now. And has to back off. And is Colby going to go for a move on Schnitzy as well? Clay is really on the back of Arcade. And he gets that DRS. As they go side by side into turn 12. But overall, Clay makes that move stick. As Schnitzy is on the back of Colby. And Avalak slowly picking off the scraps. But is Quick Killer going to make another stop? I don't think he is. Because the tyres are only 5 laps old. If he does, then what a drive this will be for him. As Avalak is on the back of Schnitzy. As Schnitzy goes wide into turn 11 and gives Avalak that position. King of the Hills is on the back of Arcade once again. And Colby just going behind there. Avalak is on the back of Colby, going into the straight. What is going to happen here? As we have 3 laps left to go. Arcade, King of the Hills overtakes Arcade. And it goes wide, which gives Arcade that position back. As King of the Hills goes for that move once again. And Colby on the back of these two now. Sorry about that. Avalak and Colby making that move on Arcade, or at least trying to. But unless Quick Killer makes a mistake here, he is going to win the USA Grand Prix. So we have 2 laps left. Colby goes down the inside there on Arcade. What's happened to Arcade? Arcade spun it into the first corner. And Botha challenging Kieran now. As we follow Botha behind Kieran. We go on to the last lap. Let's go with Botha as he's still behind Kieran. Kieran defending with his life here. Botha still behind Kieran. But will he be able to make a move going into the straight of Sector 2? Let's find out. No, he cannot. Botha just 2/10 away from Kieran. Kieran's clearly got more top speed than Botha in his car. As Botha tries to go down the inside. What's happened to Hound? hand's gone off. And he's retired. I wonder what happened there. But as we go through turn 20 now, Quick Killer with his one-stop strategy from medium to the softs. It is Quick Killer who wins the USA Grand Prix. But we have got a last-minute scrap between Kieran and Botha. This one's going to go down to the line as Kieran gets that move done. But is Botha going to come back at him? Going into the final corner. And Kieran takes third, but because of penalties, Botha gets third instead. And everyone now crossing the line. That's good. Avalak has spun it on the last lap. Shows how bad those softs are if you take them all the way. So we just wait for Avalak now to cross the line. And Botha, I think he deserves the driver of the day. And this race was an interesting one. But I will see you on track on Sunday in Tier 3.